What's happening, everybody? Sean joined again by my son Trey, and today on Reactions to the Classics, Trey, we got another top 10. Maybe our favorite series we do here on the
Yeah.
channel on Rory Gallagher, brought to us by one of our favorite patrons, Gerard. I mean, who am I kidding? You guys are all our favorites, but I don't know anything about Rory, so
I don't know much either, man. So I'm always I like this series to discover
I do too.
new music from all around the world from artists that maybe didn't make it big in the States.
Well, and I think that brings up a point if you're a regular watcher of our videos or it's the first time you've ever seen it. Really, the patrons drive the majority of the content on the channel now. And why that is such a good thing is, yeah, we are so varied. I get a lot of comments on YouTube like, you guys have such a variety of stuff. It's because of the patrons. They bring us stuff that we don't know and that we get to discover and all of you get to discover. So on that note, if you'd like to support us in any way, check out our Patreon page below. We much appreciate it. Also give us a thumbs up. Hit the big red subscribe button if you haven't already. Trey, one of the things about Rory is he is over here in the States and just in the mainstream pretty much unknown. And in that, I'm the research guy on the channel. I couldn't find any research, but Gerard
Gerard put in the
knows
work,
all about
man.
Rory. So everything we're going to talk about here basically is stuff that Gerard shared. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, so starting it off, he is an Irish blues and rock multi-instrumentalist, songwriter, producer, recorded solo albums throughout the 70s and 80s after forming the band Taste during the late 60s. His albums have sold over 30 million copies worldwide, which is not too shabby.
Now that was my research, and after that, now this is all Gerard. Gerard said Rory Gallagher was the greatest guitarist of all time! Exclamation point. I know it's a brave opening statement. It seems a ridiculous, foolhardy thing to say, and in truth, I don't believe that there is such a thing as the greatest. That's probably a really good point,
Yeah.
right? But there is an echelon among which only the great are counted, and when it comes to that Mount Rushmore of greatness, Rory is definitely up there with Jimmy and Clapton and Muddy and those other legends of the axe. And I hope the 10 songs that follow will be the level of proof required to anyone who has not heard Rory before. We'll find out in about 50 minutes. Beyond his great guitar playing, what really elevates Rory is his overall songwriting ability. His lyrics are good value on their own terms. They don't just fill the space between the solos. They tell stories, and his singing voice has a vulnerability and charisma, which on the ballads convey a real emotion of the on the hard rock, fast, bluesy songs has great power and fun.
Yeah, and Rory's top 10 songs could have all been from live albums, really, because his legend was formed on the stage, in particular in Europe, but to some degree in America too. Throughout his career, Rory gave his all to the performance every night, and this is something his audience completely felt deeply, and even so long after his sad, untimely death in 1995, people who saw him live still talk about the exhilarating experience of seeing him perform. And while he never gained the superstar fame that his talent deserved, partly it is something he never sought. Rory was incredibly humble, who was a purist for the blues and the music. I respect that.
Me too.
Rory's name among his peers and guitarists who came after, and among those who love guitar and the blues in particular, is held in the highest of regards.
Yeah, and he said, I've resisted picking 10 live songs because the studio recordings are great and worthy of inclusion in their own right. And like the Thin Lizzy top 10 I previously submitted, it's already up on the channel, this list of 10 songs represents a broad range of Rory's output throughout his career: acoustic ballads, rock and blues, and of course some of his greatest live performances. So while this is his top 10 for Gerard, he also, if you're know Rory really well, he also kind of told us some stuff. He's trying to bring a wide variety of stuff for those of us that don't know him.
No, and I always appreciate that on the top 10s. Get a little flavor of all the different styles that they do. And here's just, before we get into the list itself, here's a list of
crazy.
Some of the people that were influenced by Rory. We have The Edge from U2, Slash from Guns N' Roses, one of my favorite guitarists, Johnny Marr of The Smiths. We have Alex Lifeson of Rush. We've done a lot of videos on them. We got Glenn Tipton of Judas Priest, Vivian Campbell of Def Leppard. You see there a lot of different styles of music in that. And then Brian May was also famously influenced by him as well.
Yeah, he said, I owe Rory Gallagher my sound. That is quite the statement.
So, I mean, that just kind of struck me. That's why I wanted to say, because I was like, man, as somebody who I don't think I've heard a Rory song here, I'm looking forward to diving in and seeing his musical chops, man. So Anyways, starting off with the list, number 10 here, as you can see, we have Moonchild from the album Calling Card in 1976.
Yeah, and Gerard says it's a great rocking song from the middle of his career. A lot of his songs have lyrics that are kind of abstract and philosophical about life, but conveys a kind of optimism and hope. Boy, we could use that nowadays. Great riff, too. Great blues rocker to open the list. As always, if you're a regular watcher of this, the actual music will not be up here because of copyright, but there will be a nice little link at the bottom if you want to listen along and follow along. If you just want to see what we think of the songs, just continue to watch here. And as always, we'll have our lyrics pulled up on our computers. Once again, as always, thank you, Gerard.
All right, Moonchild. Starting this list off in the 10th spot, and I think this was a fitting song to introduce us to Rory.
Yeah, I do too. I think from the very jump of it, like the very start, the guitar was just absolutely rocking. The riff is, it just sticks in your head.
Oh, yeah.
So well done.
And we had that solo in the middle,
Yep.
I feel he's going to, really let loose in this list as we progress through it. But that was a good taste of,
it's great,
of what
man.
was to come. The outro was killer, too. Had a subtle, I think, organ in the background as well. It wasn't overpowering. And as Gerard mentioned, kind of had that abstractness to the lyrics. But
not in a silly way. Like,
no.
we come across stuff sometimes. It's like, I don't know what this means, but like, this is not in a bad way. It kind of just fits the vibe.
No, I totally agree, and I like the concept. Time slips by like grains of sand. That's a concept that's in literature and all
I
this
thought
other
that.
stuff.
Just put your future in my hands. That was the lines I was going to point out. Very, very good stuff.
And so maybe this Moonchild, he's here to help guide them, here to help support them in
That's
life.
kind of what I got out of it. Look to me, and I'll help you out.
I think that you can apply it in any type of way you want, but enjoyed this one, and I think that as I mentioned, that Gerard, that was a good choice, man, good choice to start us off with. And now we're gonna skip ahead to the early 80s here. We got Easy Come Easy Go. This is from 1982, the album Jinx.
Yeah, Rory, Gerard just says, Rory's blues songs were no, quote, I woke up this morning, my baby, she left me, end quote, blues songs. His ballads were songs of real despair and melancholy delivered with real emotion in his voice. Even in such mellow songs, the beauty of his guitar always shines through this. No matter how down the lyrics are, the music always has an uplifting effect.
I like that. So get a ballad going in here at our number 9 spot. Normally I'll make a comment here or there on the song, but finding with Rory, it's good to just kind of sit back.
Yeah, that's why I was just kind of sitting back and vibing with it, man.
Let the music wash over you, man. A lot of things that I enjoyed about this song. One is the tempo of it. The solo never, I think the solos in here were the perfect speed. Didn't, go all fast and heavy, because that's not what the song called for.
And I swear to you, that's what I was going to say, like that first solo especially, it actually, like, amped up the emotion of the song. I felt like the guitar was talking to me. It was just another, like, outpouring of the lyrics itself. You felt the pain through the guitar, and man, you got to be a master player to be able to do that.
No, that's a great point, Dad. And lyrically, I quite enjoyed it as well. Kind of reminded me a little bit of the first track we had, Moonchild, just in the sense that he's here to help this person out again. He's talking like, once easy come and easy go, you just hear sad notes lately. You used to fly and chase the wind. I don't know you lately. He notes to this person, don't take it oh so bad. Things are going to change. Don't make it oh so sad. The sun will shine again.
It will.
That, Rory's noting and, recognizing this person's pain, but he's also noting, persevere. Let me help you out. Let take up some of the load and burden as well, because we'll both get through this, and, the sun is going to shine again, man. So.
Yeah, because it's one of those things, sometimes when we're in the bad place, we can't see a way out, so we do need others to go, you know what, I know this seems horrible now, and I know you don't want to hear it, but it is going to get better. So, I thought a great message on, just fantastic, just a fantastic guitar playing, which is what we expect from everything that Gerard said. But that's going to take us to number 8, Pistol Slapper Blues, live from the album Live in Europe in 1972.
Yeah, Gerard noted Rory was a true lover of the blues, going right back to Leadbelly, Junior Wells, Son House, Buddy Guy, Muddy Waters, all the old school legends, man.
OGs, baby.
In his live performances and on his studio recordings, he paid his respects to some of his heroes. This song represents just one example for this lust of his great acoustic blues playing. An old song by Blind Boy Fuller, representing great Delta blues. Man, bring back the cool nicknames, man.
From the old blues guys.
All right, Pistol Slapper Blues cover of the great Blind Boy Fuller song from the 20s, as Rory told us, man. And as Gerard said, just an expert display of somebody's able to play the acoustic guitar, man. That was wild.
That was wild. That was just absolutely tremendous. Great lyrics, great lyrics from the old bluesmen. You always got to work the dog, and their dog gets worked in there right away. But I think the three lines that are great are, well, I feel like slapping my pistol in your face. I'm going to let the graveyard be your resting place. I mean, that pretty much says it all.
That just that puts the knife in nice and deep there, and I like before that, ain't but two kind of people in this world that I can't stand, that a lying woman and a cheating, knocking man. Those blues always would go back to...
They would.
But as Gerard said, this where's the blues sometimes, oh, my lady's gone, I'm sad. This is like, well, you know what, I'm going to do something about it.
I'm going to take some action about this, make myself feel better. Not advocating you take this particular action, but hey.
Well, I'm digging our list so far, Dad, because, the first song was just a good solid rocker.
Right.
Then, song number 9, we had the more melancholy ballad-esque, and here we were able to see Rory's great acoustic playing, that versatility, because, some guitars sound great when they can just plug and play loud.
They got to stay in their little zone, but his zone is already real wide.
So, really cool, just short and sweet track there. And now we are already up to number 7 here. We got Etched in Blue coming in from... We got Calling Card again, which Moonchild was from 1976.
Gerard says, an interesting song in Rory's canon, an up-tempo song that's not really a rocker. The lyrics are simple enough, but well-written, and the instrumentation, as on all Rory's songs, is great. For such a restrictive genre as the blues, none of Rory's songs are repetitive or generic. A great, catchy song.
Sweet. Etched in Blue. Let's
do it.
All right. Etched in Blue coming in at number 7 there. I found that interesting at the end. Had another really interesting outro that just was going showcasing Rory's great talent, just like Moonchild did off of Calling Card. So I wonder if that's a staple of the album. But I see what Gerard's talking about, man. This was, I think, the catchiest song we've had.
It was, and the most diverse.
As
far as arrangement, instrumentally, and I thought his voice sounded the best because it's mixed more towards the forefront of it. But yeah, I thought it was a fantastic song.
I quite enjoyed as you were talking, Dad, the instrumentation. The drumming was, especially at the start, was quite varied. Some interesting, almost like time signatures in there. It had a little dash of the organ in the middle, which I enjoyed. And just the cadence, I think, for how he delivered the lines in tune with his guitar is what made it stand out. Because here I am, where are you?
Yeah, it really sticks. I'm over here updating because... we always pick 3 favorites.
That's right.
This at the end, and I'm like, I better be making these notes because at the end, they all they blend together a little bit if you don't make a little bit of notes here. So little cheat there. This may be on my faves list.
No, man, it's a very very strong song, and this one again kind of has that bluesy, melancholy lyrical content. Just the fact that this man he traveled the world because he couldn't be told by his heart that you really had gone. The broken hearts, man, that'll hurt you more than just about anything.
Boy, you got that right, man.
And now we're gonna go to track number 6 on this list, Daughter of the Everglades from the album Blueprint in 1973.
Gerard says again, an interesting song, again slightly abstract lyrics telling the story of a Delta gypsy life.
Ooh.
The heart of the song is a gorgeous guitar solo with a great keyboard instrumental. So
cool stuff. All right, Daughter of the Everglades coming in at number 6 here, and lot going on in this track. I quite enjoyed the storytelling on this. Quite enjoyed the guitar solo that we had kind of in the middle there, just letting that emotion fly, and cool little keyboard solo, kind of as Gerard was telling us at the start. That we had at the end there, and kind of raised it up at the end of the mix, and just thought it worked well with the guitar.
Yeah, and it starts out when you were raised by the river down in the low, low land where the air is dark and sinister. In the night, there's no safe place to stand. And then he just kind of goes on. And then, of course, the daughter of the Everglades. You never made it clear, child of the river. If you wanted to be here, daughter of the Everglades, I never saw your tears. And I don't know, Trey, it sounded like he was almost playing a comb in there on that one part.
No, you're right.
I don't know what it was, but
yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about. And as the story progresses, this girl here, you kind of just you think of a very kind of country Delta,
exactly.
style life.
Yeah.
Before you walked, you swam. Learn to make that snake tail stew from your daddy, crazy talking fisherman. So I'm just envisioning in my mind this kind of wacky
going out on the swamp boat, huh?
Yeah,
not the big fishing boat.
Group of characters, man. And then he ends up taking her out and taking her to the city, and that didn't end up well. He notes, I should have never brought you here so far from the bayou. Don't know why you left me, but now I think I understand. It all is coming clear that, at the end of the day, him and this gal might have just been a little bit too different to work out.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
But and another enjoyable track here for sure. As we go a little longer form, and now we're at the halfway point of the list. We're going to number 5 now. We got Philby coming in here from Top Priority in 1979.
Yeah, Gerard says one thing that runs through a lot of Rory's lyrics is espionage, and in particular Cold War spies. Ooh. I would have not guessed that. I guess he enjoyed books and movies about it and was an interesting topic to write about. Agree with that. The song is about Kim Philby, a notorious British spy who was found to be a double agent for the Soviets.
Ooh.
In this song, Rory kind of parallels his life as a musician on the road with what he felt Philby must have felt during his time as a double agent. A song that went down really well live.
Ooh, let's go then. Let's go. With that build up, I'm looking forward to
great subject, man.
Number 5, Philby coming in. What do you think of this one, Dad?
Thought it was fantastic.
So did I.
Front to back, that thing was fantastic. From the lyrics to just the vibe of it, man. A little more. I mean, not that he didn't have emotion in the other ones. A little more, I don't know, harder edge or just into it, man.
I totally would agree with that. A little more just kind of a straight up rocker than we've had. I mean,
exactly.
Obviously, all these tunes have had rock elements to them, but this one kind of feels like he's really just let loose. And I like. See, man, that was catchy, dude.
It was catchy, man.
Sometimes the catchy stuff is the simplest, and that's kind of what we had on here. And just the concept of him relating his life to a spy was quite interesting. The way he was able to put the 2 and 2 together. I'm deep in action on a secret mission. Contacts broken down. Time drags by. I'm above suspicion. There's a voice on the telephone. So it's kind of like putting you in an atmosphere, a setting that you're like, okay, what's going to be around the corner here? And he notes, I'm standing here in the silent city, shadows falling down. I'm disconnected, but I don't need pity. The night's going to burn on slow. I mean, think back in the day before we had all the phone and entertainment in this.
Right, man.
It would have been tough to be on the road going from hoping something good was on TV and just pass the time.
Didn't have many options either, man. Now, ain't it funny that I feel like Philby, a stranger on a foreign shore? I've got my plans and I must move quickly. There's a knock upon the door.
No, man. He knows the cover can't be blown. It's getting strange and crazy. Tell me what's going on. So the song's tension ramps up here, and musically, I don't know what kind of effect was on the guitar.
I don't either, but it was great, man.
But it even reminded me almost a little of a sitar at certain points.
No, it definitely did sound like that.
Just how it was tuned. But man, great track there. And now we're gonna move to song number 4 on this list. We got A Million Miles Away from the live record, the Irish Tour 1974, a very famous album, one of the highest rated live albums I looked on Rate Your Music, actually. So Gerard notes one of the great live Rory songs from, in my opinion, his best live album. Again, as a ballad, the lyrics portray real depression and despair, real blues. However, again, it is surrounded by really awesome musicianship. So
keyboard playing adds real depth to the music, while the guitar playing is on another level. Ooh. That part I do not doubt, Gerard.
Talk about a journey of a track, man. Just 10 minutes where you just were sitting and just closing your eyes, vibing, and imagining being in that crowd, man. That would have been something.
Yeah, and it didn't seem like 10 minutes.
No.
I mentioned it during the reaction communication we were watching with the songs. Just his guitar solos, not just on this song, but on all, but really on this one in particular, they're very clear and crisp. A lot of times the guitar solos, it runs together, which is not a bad thing either. It's kind of the purpose on those that do it that way. But his is just so clear and so concise, man. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it seems every note has a purpose,
Yes.
which, sometimes you can get players to go and just try to play as fast as they can. And this everything, as I noted, had a purpose. Everything seemed to kind of fit with the emotion that Rory wanted to bring out in this depressing track note. And, the hotel room's full of people. Piano man really laying it down. Old bartender is as high as a steeple. So why tonight should I wear a frown?
But then he builds on that later.
No, yeah, and then we get the chorus, million miles away, I'm a million miles away, sailing like a driftwood on a windy bay. It, kind of reminded me a little bit in the sense of Philby, where he was gone, just going town to town, place to place, and then, as you mentioned, Dad, he built on that because at the very end, the bartender and the piano man are gone.
Yeah, this hotel lost all its people. The piano man has caught the last bus home. The old bartender is asleep in the corner. So why must I still be here? I don't know.
And then that keyboard just ends
the keys
us out.
were nice. Just like Gerard said, the keys were a nice touch on this one.
Killer, man, and my favorite guitar playing by Rory up to this point, but that very well may change because we still got 3 tracks left, and 2 of them are going to be live. And we with number 3, it is one of those live tracks. We got Shadow Play from Stage Struck in 1980, and Gerard noted another great live performance.
Yeah, again, some quite abstract lyrics. Apparently, he wrote the song while quite ill and in a bit of a hot sweat, which may explain some of the lyrics' confused tone. Also, the Shadow Play has hints of the theme of espionage, which is mentioned, runs through many of his other songs. But this live track, again, shows Rory at his best on stage. A blistering performance, great infectious riff and soloing from another planet.
Ooh.
Okay,
Well,
that's a build-up, baby.
That's always going to pique my interest here. So let's see what Rory's got for us. Shadow Play coming in, the closer from that live record, man. I called that before I even saw it.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, just tremendous. I mean, the live stuff, I see what Gerard was saying at the start. I mean, the live stuff's fantastic because you do actually feel the energy. It's not always that way with live albums. Sometimes you hear the crowd or whatever, so you know it's live, but you don't feel the energy. But on this stuff, you definitely feel the energy.
And on this one, they just right away, they were just going in with it, which I quite enjoyed, man. I might have spoke too soon on the last track where I noted that this was the best soloing I've heard him do on A Million Miles Away, because this one very well might have beat it, man. It
very well might have.
I just really liked this one lyrically, that wasn't the focus, man. It was just Rory's just screeching rocking guitar playing.
Now, you do see, he wrote it when he was sick and it made me feverish. In the flinty night, it's midnight, stars collide, shadows run in full flight. And later on he goes, in the half light on this mad night, I hear a voice in time. So, I mean, you can just kind of picture being in that haze that most of us understand when we've had a high fever. So, just a tremendous shredder, man.
No, man, and I mentioned in the reaction, but you can definitely see how some of these mid-'80s, or 80s metal or hard rocking bands would have taken some influence from Rory and this type of stuff that he was doing specifically. But now we're going to go to I Fall Apart from self-titled record in 1971.
Yeah, and Gerard says an absolutely stunning ballad from Rory that even in its mellow mood rocks as hard as anything. Great lyrics with beautiful poetic imagery and a really emotionally resonant delivery. Again, the darkness and mellow tone of the lyrics is uplifted by Rory's guitar work. You got me sold on that one, Gerard. You got a future in writing these the scripts, man.
I was about to say, man, Gerard going to take our jobs.
Exactly.
All right, I Fall Apart, man, coming in at the number 2 spot, and I think it's definitely deserving because this was my favorite song I've heard
Really?
tonight. Yeah, it didn't have maybe the best guitar playing from like a technical level or best solo like A Million Miles Way did or Shadow Play, but I just thought the emotion brought forth in this track was fantastic. Loved his vocal performance and the cadence too of it all, just how he delivered the lines, like I'm only living for the hour that I see your face. Like it, just the way it all kind of meshed together, I thought was excellent.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I thought it was really, really good. I don't even know this getting up on my favorites list, so that's how good I think all of this is. But a great choice that, you know, showcases a very early Rory, at least from the recording realm.
No, and it seemed like his, you know, vocals were higher in the mix, you know, where...
Yeah, a little different approach, you know,
Yeah.
and maybe the lyrics are a little more clear. It's kind of what Gerard was alluding to there, like a cat that's playing with a ball of twine that you call my heart. Oh, but baby, it's so hard to tell the two apart, and so slowly you unwind me till I fall apart. I'm only living for the hour that I see your face. When that happens, I don't want to be no other place. Till the end of time, you'll be on my mind. So very clear, straightforward.
Yeah.
You know what the subject is.
No, yeah, and putting that in a poetic way, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I just really love this one, man. Great melody, great soloing, great just instrumentation all the way around, man. Big time hit there. Good choice on that, Gerard. And now, if you remember, I noted that there was going to be some more live tracks coming up, and we have we're going to go back to the Irish tour in '74 with "Tattooed Lady" coming up as our #1 song.
Yeah, and Gerard says an absolute barnstorming live performance, energetic, wild, brilliant. Again, some great, difficult to decipher lyrics evoking the gypsy carnival life, but really, it's all about the instrumental performance. The brilliant keyboard work by Lou Martin really complements Rory's guitar work, and I mentioned during the last song, but it was during the song itself. You know, when you mentioned how good the drumming is, we mentioned the keyboard work.
Yeah.
If you're working with a guy like this, what a lot of pressure if you're another instrumental guy that trying to play the instrument. Well, it's this guy who's just fantastic. You got to be able to bring it.
Yeah, you got to be master class whenever
man.
you're stepping up for this. So let's get to our #1 track, and then we'll do our favorite songs. A hearty bravo and clap for Rory on that one as we
For sure.
end out the list with "Tattooed Lady" here, and just a screeching track, man. That really, especially that second solo in here.
Yeah, it was the second solo that clinched it, man.
That just put his all into it. That with the Lou Martin keyboards, he's going in, man. The interplay of the instrumentation on this one was just so fire, so well done. And you know, as Gerard mentioned, you know, you had that little kind of carnival-esque type of thing from the Caravan. I hear the fairground band sounding good as they can be, but you know, that's really just the backdrop for when we can go into the solos. And
Yeah,
get rocking,
exactly.
man.
Yeah, the lyrics aren't really important on this one. It's just a fantastic instrumentation. A very worthy pick at #1, which is going to take us in to our top 3 songs that we always pick. I've got to go with "Tattooed Lady," the song that we just had. I'm going with "Etched in Blue" from Calling Card.
I like
and I'm
that.
going "Easy Come, Easy Go" from Jinx. So 9,
Nice.
7, and 1 with an honorable mention for me to Philby at 5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go "I Fall Apart." I'm gonna go "Shadow Play," and then I think I'm going, oddly enough, "Easy Come, Easy Go" as well. So those would be my 3 with "Tattooed Lady," Philby, and "A Million Miles Away," all getting honorable mentions, and I think we named pretty much every song between the two of
just
us.
a tremendous artist, man. Thank you so much, Gerard, for bringing someone who I'd never heard of right to us, and every single song was just really good.
Yeah, man. I gotta say, I think he was able to carve out a unique sound for himself, while obviously being rooted in the blues. Of course, it's he was able to blend that with the hard rock and able to just showcase how great he was at his instrument. I never felt that he was over trying or like trying to fit too many notes.
No, he wasn't trying to
in,
show off, man. It was musicianship at its finest.
You
for
can
sure.
tell, and Gerard even mentioned this, you can tell he respects the craft, respects the roots of what he's playing, man, and because of that, I think what's coming is coming from his heart, man, and you can't teach that. You can't teach it at the risk of being too over sentimental on this one, but fantastic list.
Yep.
Thank you again, Gerard, for introducing us. Let us know, y'all, your favorite Rory Gallagher tracks down in the comments below. As always, Dad, appreciate it.
Definitely.
And until next time, thanks for watching, happy listening, and we will see you.